The USAFL Eastern Regional Tournament is winding down, but we're winding up to bring you yet another episode of Stateside Footy. We're on location here at Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York, site of the 2016 USAFL Eastern Regional Tournament. Hello and welcome to Stateside Footy, the program that features the game of Australian rules football played right here in the United States. Alongside camera person Stacey Robert and co-commentator Brian Barish, I'm Bill Robert, and we continue to bring you the action here in Yonkers, New York. In our last episode, we saw the Boston Demons grab their first win of the tournament with a hard-fought back-and-forth encounter with the Columbus Jackaroos. The Jacks hit the front for a bit, but Boston came back and prevailed for a 10-point victory. 5 goals, 5 behinds, 35 points, to 4 goals, 1 behind, 25 points. We also saw the North Carolina Tigers and the Baltimore Washington Eagles engage in what turned out to be the unofficial grand final in the Division II round-robin tournament. The final result? Another 10-point win. This time it was the Eagles who took the game and the Division II title. The final score, Eagles 7 goals, 7 behinds, 49 points. Tigers 6 goals, 3 behinds, 39 points. This time out, we'll bring you the last game of the day as the host club, the New York Magpies, takes on the Columbus Jackaroos. The Pies come into this match with 1 win. If the Pies take this game, they also take the Division I Cup on their own home ground. USAFL media manager Brian Barish is here today, and he'll join us for the call of today's games, which start up right after the break. Up next, Columbus and New York, the Jackaroos and the Magpies with all the marbles on the line. We'll bring it to you next, right here on Stateside Footy. Final game of the East Regional Tournament here, and it's 2 perennial powerhouses. You've got the Columbus Jackaroos going up against the New York Magpies. And basically this is bragging rights for Division I. I'm sorry, Division 1 or 2?
No, it's Division I.
Okay.
And basically what happens is the New York Magpies win, then they are the Division I champions. If the Columbus Jackaroos win, then we're going to have to break out the calculators. It'll come down to percentage. And here we go. Out of the ruck.
Battle of the 91s in the ruck there.
Yep.
And Magpies have it early.
Something you don't see very often.
Yes, and with it now, that's Angus Twopenny. And it moves ahead, and let's see. Magpies on the move right now. Kick toward the sticks. That looks to be going wide a little bit. So there we go. That's a behind.
They didn't waste any time either.
No. So first point goes to the home club, New York Magpies. 1 behind 1 right now against the Columbus Jackaroos.
Magpies have won 4 games in a row to start this season. As we mentioned in their first game earlier, this is their 4th consecutive weekend of footy, but they're first at home. So here are the Jacks to put the ball back in the play, looking for something on the right. I'm surprised he didn't get called for stepping out of the box, or did he? Yes, he did.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I saw that all the way from over here. So what's going to happen out of the goal square? That's going to be a ball up directly in front, and that mistake might see how badly that costs Columbus.
Yeah, that's the kind of mistake you do not want to make against this New York club because they will burn you.
Yeah, they give them enough chances anyway.
Although Columbus is able to get it out, and they hammer it out. Nice job getting it out of trouble there. And
Tom Matthew
gets it now, and they're just running. Nice little move there. Sold a bit of candy. Ran it through center, kicked it now, and goes just past the intended target. And a couple of people run past it, heading for the far boundary, and it looks like it's going to go out. And we will have a boundary throw in.
Throwing on that far side again, 1-0. New York the lead. New York, number 2 team in the country. Yeah, we're going to do this again.
It's a do-over.
Do-over.
Tossed in once again.
Yep.
And tapped out, but right into Eagle hands it. It was
Drury.
a Magpie that tapped it, but then right into the hands of Drury. And kicked out now. Magpies looking to move, and there's a battle for it, and he paid the mark. That was that was beautiful. That was Andrew Davis.
My goodness.
Bit of a juggle, but he was able to finally come down with it. Talk about concentration, and he runs it up there. Oh, that's a nice mark too. Nice mark there for the Jackaroos, rather. I'm sorry, guys. And actually 93. That's Ryan Cross.
Wow, another slide.
That's Ryan Gross, actually.
83 with the mark there. And that's Brent Bagley. With a nice sliding mark, like he was sliding into a bag.
And here we go. He's handball. He's running. He's got the motion. Kicks in toward the sticks. That's a good kick. And that looks like it might have gone wide, or did it?
No,
That's a goal.
It's there. Dan Hamilton cuts through like a sharp knife, like a Sharpie cutty thing. And a great job by Hamilton. I'll tell you what, he's been all over in the middle of the field. He's been very important for Columbus in that first game. And there it is. He was able to hone in on the big sticks to give his team the lead.
So right now, the home club finding themselves behind for a rare occasion.
Yeah.
Normally, New York, as you mentioned, number 2 club in the USAFL right now. Comes out once again. Battle of the 91s in the ruck.
Oi.
And here come the Magpies with a clearance once again. A little bit of a chip kick there, and it goes through a pair of hands, but then comes back. And let's see here. He's going wide. That's number 84. That's Davis once again. And he just puts a high kick, wanting someone to get under it. A bunch of people get under it. None of them can field it cleanly. And as a result, it's going to bounce and go out of bounds. And we're going to have a boundary throw-in.
I'm going to say this right now. It's still fairly early in the game, and you know all the teams have played 2 games, and you talk about numbers and all that other stuff. But if New York loses this game, it would be a pretty big upset to Columbus. Not that Columbus can't do it or they don't deserve it, but you know this is a Division II team at Nationals beating a Division I team as they scramble for it in front. Davis throws it on to the left. Did he hear me? Yes, he did. Yes, and the Magpies are back on top. Goal to Andrew Davis. That takes them on the 1-1-7. They're up by 1 point over Columbus, 1 straight 6. Davis had a very good Nationals, by the way. They had an epic encounter with Denver, and he was very important. Matt Lavelle, who is really one of their key forwards, is not here today. So many players. We mentioned Davis. We mentioned O'Sullivan up there as well. Yankees had a great game coming out of the middle. So they're taking advantage of that, and you can see how deep they have been and how well Sean Holmesby has grown this team.
And once again, we'll go up right now. Jeff Pearson tosses it up into play, and the 91s go at it again. And it looks like the Magpies will have the clearance once again as it gets kicked out by Harry O'Sullivan and bounces off a couple of hands. O'Sullivan going after it once again, and taken by the Magpies. A handball ahead, and here's another clear shot at goal.
Murphy.
And that's going to go wide. Not so magic there, but
nope.
Mike Murphy with the kick there. And it's 1-2-8 now for the Pies.
He thought he was Penn and Teller for a second, and it turned out he was some magic guy who's not good. I don't know of very many magic people who aren't good.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for a Doug Henning or a David Copperfield reference.
Well, no, I think they're pretty good. I grew up watching David Copperfield. Mm-hmm. The other guy I don't know about.
I grew up watching Doug Henning.
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm older than you.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a wee bit, yeah.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit, Lottie. As the ball will come spinning back into play. That is Matthew who slaps it forward.
Into Magpie hands again.
Yep. And they have it. Davis handballs it back, shimmying away. I don't know what the heck that was, but it goes forward. Simpson trying to get position, can't do it. He slaps at it with a paw. Carrington was carried away from it, and he's going to get the free kick, it looks like. So Toby Carrington will go back. And he has found the big sticks on a couple of occasions today. One of the many Australians New York has on this team, but they do have some pretty talented Americans. So here is Carrington to extend the lead. It's on the way. DCP, dead center perfect. Second goal of the game, and the first to Carrington. It's 2-2-14. An 8-point lead. Columbus 1 straight 6.
And once again, they'll bring it back up. You're watching Stateside Footy, by the way. Thanks for tuning in. And we're bringing you the Eastern Regional Tournament from the USAFL. And right now, you're watching the final game of the day. It is the Division I title game, basically, between New York and Colorado. Obviously,
Columbus.
Yes, Columbus. I'm sorry. Columbus. Let me write the full thing instead of just COL. Otherwise, this will kill me all day. So it gets tossed up once again. 91s go at it again. And once again, Magpies seem to get the clearance. But now, the Jackaroos have it. There's Simpson with it now. Simpson on the run, gets it to the boot, but it winds up right in Magpie hands. It's Brad Davis with the intercept mark, and he just plays on, kicks it right into the forward 50, and there it is marked. I believe that's, is that Carrington again?
Yeah.
That's Carrington again. He's just kicked the goal.
Let's
see if we can unload another monster here. And kicked in, and looks like that went well wide across the face of goal. Then I believe it actually went out on the full.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that kick was more impressive than his first one, at least off the boot, but it went across and out.
And the kick in almost marked there, but not quite as it goes to the boundary now. Jackaroos looking to get some points. Magpies looking to add some points. And let's see here, we got a whistle. And looks like it'll be out of bounds, so we'll have a boundary throw in. If this game's up, we can put this on HBO and call it Game of Throw-Ins. Actually, if we go on HBO, I want my first guest to be Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And but handballed out now, and here come the Magpies moving again. That's kicked number 28 there with the kick there. I actually don't have him in.
Yeah.
But it's taken once again. Oh boy. Here we go. Snap kick right through the sticks. It looks like.
Mike Murphy.
That
was magic.
That was absolutely magic. 3-2-20 now.
What I like about Murphy and what he brings to the game is really that sort of star power. You think of a guy like Gary Ablett, you think of a guy who is very effective, but at the same time, he has a little bit of flash, a little bit of flair. And that's one of the reasons why they call him Magic, other than, the movie reference.
Dangerfield.
But, Dangerfield, yes. That too, but in any event, he has done an absolutely great job, not only for his club but for country. You will most likely see him play next year for the International Cup in Melbourne. The USA Revolution, and of course the USA Freedom Women's team heading down there next year, and U.S. coach Tom Ellis is really he's come out and said that he thinks that this team, his U.S. team, can win the World Championship, but we'll see what happens.
Handball goes out, and now Magpies with it once again. Kick into the forward 50, and that goes over everyone. It's just going to roll. He's got it, though, and he can't get it to the boot in time. Oh, does he?
Yes, he did.
He gets it out. That's a goal, looks like. That is a goal. Once again, just grab it, try and get yourself some space, and just snap it.
And guess who it is again? Mike Murphy. His second of the game. So we were talking about him being not magical and all that, and all he does is kick a pair in about a minute.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, really. So now New York after
that was reverse psychology. We're just looking at motivating.
Yeah. So this is New York really just showing being New York and I think taking control. Columbus, very good team, Division II champions a couple years ago, but I think they're a little overmatched here. But hey, still plenty of time left.
And coming out of the ruck now, the Jackaroos look to move it ahead. It goes past everybody into Magpie hands, and they bring it back once again. A couple of handballs, and they are off to the races. Loose ball there, takes a little bit of a skip on the ground, and then picked up by the Jackaroos. That's a Hamilton with it, and he tries to handball it ahead, and one-handed disposal. We got away with it, and right now, once again, the pressure. It's the Magpies. Jackaroos trying to move it out. Oh, it's a tap there. Nice job by Nick Walker, and he's hauled down right there, the player for the Jackaroos there, Ryan Resinger. He's hauled down by the Magpie pressure. And, he's hauled down too. And it goes right into the hands of a Magpie. Magpie turning on the Jets right now, putting a lot of pressure on. And also, just one of the things the Magpies have done over the years, they're terrific at connecting their possessions. A lot of times you see kicks that kind of go willy-nilly, but the Magpies are one of the best teams, one of the best clubs I've ever seen in the USAFL when it comes to stringing these possessions together.
They are probably as close to an AFL caliber strategy that you will see, as the kick is up on the way.
That's
and
another
there
one.
It is again, and I believe it was Murphy again. So 3 in a row for Mike Murphy, and that's 3 in a row for the. That's actually 4 in a row for the Magpies as they go to 5-2-32, one straight 6 only for Columbus.
The other thing about Mike Murphy, obviously, too, is you could argue that he's part of the first family of New York footy.
He is, of course, married to Drea Casillas, and they're both. First of all, they're both wonderful people, and they're also pretty darn good footballers in their own right.
Yes. And so now Columbus trying to move it ahead, however. Magpies in there once again, showing some pressure, and they just bring it right back. That's another thing they do. They just rebound so well when they get the ball and just bring it forward. Oh. You really never have a chance to take a breath with this club when you take them on. And handball there. Takes a bounce, winds up in Magpie hands once again, though. But he's wrapped up and brought to ground, and it looks like it'll be tossed up for grabs. Once again, the umpire calls for it.
By the way, Dan Hamilton playing in this game because he won a lottery that like 14 million people entered just to see this game.
Okay.
Hamilton the musical.
Haven't seen it.
Oh.
Actually, I know nothing about it.
Oh.
So.
Well, those who did get it will understand. Meanwhile, we have a mark, or was it out on the full? Yeah, no, it was a kick. So here is that C.J. Adams?
I don't know. I mean,
well, no, it's too old looking to be C.J. Adams. Well, it might be.
He's wearing the scrum cap, though.
I don't have a 38, so maybe. I don't know. So the kick is on the way.
Toward the goals, and I think it bent just a little early.
Yeah. I hate when that happens.
Indeed. Yep, bent just a little early.
5-3-33. We have sunk to new lows.
A new low. I'm so ashamed.
Yeah.
All right, there's a new lows going in?
No, there is actually in Brookhaven, Pennsylvania.
Oh, well.
Although by the time this airs, it may be open.
Ah, okay. And
it's opening soon, don't worry.
When it airs in our flagship station in Massachusetts, people will all be, oh, there's a new Lowe's in Brookhaven, let's go. I should probably mention that, too. This will be the first game at our new flagship station. For years, we were with WCTV in Wilmington, Massachusetts, but this year, new flagship station for Stateside Footy, North Andover Community Access Media, a.k.a. North Andover CAM in North Andover, Massachusetts.
Here's Brenton Hocking, who took the mark as Columbus tried to get out of the sticky situation in their own zone.
Oh, boy.
And Hocking has gone bang. And another goal to the Magpies.
Thanks,
and this
Bruce.
one is getting no, that's Rex. And he's going, maybe he does, I don't know.
Bruce, and he goes bang.
And he goes bang. 6-3-39 and a goal by Hocking. And one straight six. And New York has pretty much taken over this game at this point.
Of course, if we're talking about percentage, too, if we're talking about rankings, this might very well mean that if it keeps up at this pace, Boston will have the second spot. They'll be the runners-up.
Well, Boston will be runners-up anyway because they're 1-1. Columbus lost earlier,
right,
so percentage at this point, percentage will only come into play if Columbus wins.
And they have to get their butts in gear if they're going to do that.
Yeah, they're going to need they're going to need the super goal to be enacted in the USAFL, which I don't see happening. But that's another story for another time.
All right. Once again, the ball goes into the Magpies forward 50. Bunch of bodies colliding around it. Really tough footy out there right now. Lots of pressure from both clubs. And finally, it's just whistled, blown dead, and they'll ball it up once again. You're watching Stateside Footy. It's Australian Rules Football played in America here, and right now we're watching the New York Magpies who lead the Columbus Jackaroos by a score of 39-6. And once again, New York working on it. Kick goes over. That was Davis once again, Andrew Davis. Loose ball, and they've got it. Kick it through, and that's going to be another goal.
Carrington with
his second goal there of the game.
So Carrington really, he had overrun the ball too, and it sat up nicely for him on the bounce, and nobody from Columbus was anywhere within really about 10 meters of him, and he kicked an easy goal.
But sometimes people get a ball that close in, and they like waste time running to the goal. He just got it right to the boot, just snapped it right off.
Well, he's been playing a long time. He played back in Australia, so he has that instinct. It's interesting, you talk about a lot of the detractors in Australia of guys like Jason Holmes and Mason Cox and all these Americans that are coming in there say, well, these guys don't have the instinct because they haven't played a long time. You know what? You look at some of these guys here in the USAFL, and it's something that you learn. It's something that you pick up. It's like anything else. So it doesn't matter how long you've been playing the game. It's something that you learn.
And once again, the Magpies bring it out of their back half. Handball up ahead. Oh, nice shepherd there. And here we go. Magpies are away. He's able to get the kick to the boot there. Number one, once again, that's Harry O'Sullivan. And now it becomes kind of a pinball. Moving through the center part of the ground. And they're kicking up a lot of dust, and the umpire will call for it. Yeah, you mentioned what you were just mentioning about the criticism to Jason Holmes and Mason Cox. Well, the other day after Mason Cox did that beautiful toe poke in the game for Collingwood, actually, I forget if it was Lingy or it might have been Bruce McAvaney who said, he shows incredible instincts for a guy who didn't grow up with the game.
Exactly. So. And you know what? But it's like anything else. There's guys even out here that have played 3-4 years. Now, can you develop it on the to succeed at the AFL level? That's another story.
Right.
But holding the ball, free kick to Columbus as they'll shake the Etches sketch here again, down 45-6.
But keep in mind, too, a player for my club, too, the Cats, Mark Blitzavs.
Yeah.
He was best and fairest for the club last year.
Yep.
And he was a distance runner for the longest time.
Yep.
So.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's people say, oh, well, you can't bring in players to play. And we talked about Kim Hemingway before. I mean, Kim's 31 years old, and I know some people are talking about a reason that her age might be a reason for teams to really bypass her in the upcoming AFL women's draft. You look at actors and other people that don't find their calling until they're in their 40s and 50s, till they're later in life. So I don't use that as an excuse. Nice mark taken by the guy in the headgear who I don't think that's not C.J.
Adams. No,
he's
and
too
the
old.
Magpies kick it through traffic. And, it takes a weird bounce. And they had a player who is set. Oh, Carrington has it there, and he gets taken down. And let's see, the ball's kicked. That looks like it's going to come back. And let's see, that'll roll through. That'll be a point.
Yeah.
So that's 7-4-46 now.
Angus Twopenny. He's one of my favorite names in the USAFL, and I hadn't even heard of him before today as he kicks it behind. A good job in the lead up to that, though, defensively by Clyde Simpson to make a good tackle.
Thank you for giving us your 2 cents worth.
Thank you.
And once again, let's see, we got a whistle.
There he is again.
And a free kick going to Columbus. And Columbus looking to work it through. They need more than what they've got right now as far as points. They only have one single goal. Meanwhile, the Magpies have piled on with 11 scoring shots right now. And actually, that's a turnover. Columbus getting it, but once again, they can't move it because of the Magpie pressure. Magpies working it once again, and they're trying to work it toward the boundary line, gets themselves some space, and then he's pushed out of bounds, and we will have a boundary throw-in once again down here, but once again, it is on the Magpie side of the ground, and right now, they have been completely dominant in this match.
Yeah, we saw them play, like I said, the number one team, Austin, a couple weeks ago, and I think that's the thing is that it's just they're getting completely outclassed. And here's a nice mark in front.
Nice centering ball too.
I mean that's pretty good for a long ball, and I believe that's going to be Manfredi. Yes.
Yeah, Andrew Manfredi.
Andrew Manfredi will go back. So here he is. Can he extend the lead now? Will it be an 8-goal first half?
Oh, let's see.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was going to get touched, but it went right through the hand of whoever was trying to touch it.
So Manfredi stokes home that one. It's now 8-4-52, an 8-goal first half, and they are on a pace to hit the century mark. I think they'll call the dogs off a little bit in the second half, but we'll see what happens.
Wow. We've seen a lot today, but this is actually probably right now the most lopsided of the matches we've seen. Everything's been fairly... it hasn't been like super close, but everything's been competitive. It had that air of competitiveness to it. And right now, New York just running away with this final game of the day.
Well, there's a pretty big gulf, I think, between the Division I teams and a lot of the lower division teams. And as we mentioned, Columbus is the halftime whistle blows. We'll get to that thought in a little bit. But there is halftime, and I'm sure the Jackaroos will be happy to hear that. The halftime score: the New York Magpies 8 goals, 4 behinds, 52 points. The Columbus Jackaroos, I was going to call them the Blue Jackets, 1 straight 6. Oh, it's been a long day.
Well, if a bunch of them gather right in the shadow of the goals, we can probably call them Pocket Jacks. For all you poker fans out there. Anyway, Brian just gave you the score there, 52-6 in favor of New York. We'll come back next with second half action. You're watching the Eastern Regional Tournament right here on Stateside Footy.
Australian rules football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We're like the champions!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
And here we go, second half action just about to start. It's the Magpies and the Jackaroos. Magpies right now out to a considerable lead, 52-6. And it looks like they're just soccered off the deck. And once again, Magpies moving into their forward half, looking to add more points to what they've already got.
He is
way out of bounds.
All out of bounds. He's on the other field.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? We don't have, and Stephanie McKittrick, who is over here, they don't have boundary umpires over here. And sure enough, there she is getting pressed into duty.
Called into action here.
Nice throw, Macca.
Knocked out, and once again, Magpies have it. That's bending back, and that's going to be a goal.
Wow.
That's a beautiful kick there, number 40. That's a Hawking. And once again, talk about getting off to a quick start.
Oh my goodness.
9-4-58.
That's that's a dream start.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. I mean, and Hawking again just getting open and converting there. And again, I think, this is and hey, I mean, we've said it. Well, they're just getting outclassed or Columbus.
Yeah.
The ball goes back into the center, and Jeff Person, a man who always has class, if not a flowing head of hair, he throws it up in the air. It's knocked down. The battle of the 91s continue. And then Simpson has it, and he lost it. There's a handball back. Here comes the Magpies again. Long kick. It bounces straight up in the air. And then over to get it is Columbus. They get it out to the near side. It'll two-hop in off the shoulder. Oh, good job to get it. And a great Shepherd. And that is Twopenny again, who goes in short. It ping-pongs around. Here's Murphy. He makes one man miss and kicks a fantastic goal. His fourth of the game. And, hey, it's another highlight reel six-pointer.
Oh, my goodness. Murphy once again.
My goodness, Murphy.
Well, if you haven't picked the best and fairest yet.
I think, you know what, it's hard to say because I think there's a few bests and fairest up there, and you definitely have to give the nod to Murphy. But you look at Twopenny's had a good game. Davis has had the ball a lot. So there's definitely a lot of names in there.
We've had another player just cramp up in front of us. That's Greg Shack for the Columbus Jackaroos. He's back up on the field right now. He was lying down. Simpson helped him get up, and he's still kind of hobbling, but taking his position once again as they line up for the ruck. And once again, O'Halloran had it for a minute there. I make that O'Sullivan, but Columbus working with it now, and it's kicked ahead. And there's a race for the ball. Who's going to actually? It takes one of those bounces again. That's one of those things with the Aussie Rules Footy. You get there and it's bouncing, and you're just about to get it, and it takes a weird bounce and kicks over your head or kicks the other way. That's one of the totally unpredictable parts of this game. It's kicked in and it's marked.
I think it also helps the improvisational nature of the game as well. The fact that it's the fact that you don't know where it's gonna bounce, and you see players soccer it off the ground, and that really helps them.
Mm-hmm. So we have a holding the ball call against the Magpies. So now the Jackaroos have it, and they will just blast it right into their forward 50. It goes over everyone's head, bounces back a little bit, but once again, Magpies are there. And it looks like that was Twopenny with it. He kicks it, and actually Mark can get it back. Nice little Shepherd there, and kicks over.
Nice
That's
mark.
a beautiful connection there. Hawking stopped and then kicks over, and he's got a number of players there. Oh boy, here we go again. That's
Janky.
Janky. Just getting janky with it.
Hey. Anyway, as I was saying, that's how they beat you.
As the train of thought grinds to a halt here for both of us.
Oh, after 7 hours of football.
Yeah, it's been a long day, folks.
It's been a long day. But you know what? That's exactly what they do is they find space. And again, they could be the Collingwood Magpies the way that they do. Janky's kick is up on the way.
Oh,
it looks pretty darn good from here, and it is.
Oh, my goodness.
And that's goal number 11. They have hit 70. That is 11-4-70 as Marcus Janky. That is, I believe, only his first of the game. Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
Timeout.
Hang on.
Timeout. No, it is a goal. Wait.
Oh. Yeah.
They don't even know.
That looked like a goal, but then they did the kick in.
Yeah, it's a goal.
Yeah,
we just heard from the central umpire. That's what I thought.
Yeah, that looked really good. And then all of a sudden it's like, huh?
Huh?
And so just as I scratch out the score entry, it's like, oh, no, it was a goal, so I have to write it again.
1776. Scratch it.
And the way New York is scoring, I'm going to need every possible blank on this scoring sheet here. So.
Yeah, and they're making Columbus use every possible blank, as in blankety blank blank.
Yeah. No, I was using those this morning after seeing the result of the Jolling Saints.
Oh, God, he's never going to shut up about it.
No, I'm not.
Look, I'm a Hawthorne fan, okay?
I know, but I still like you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's okay.
Off the ruck there, and once again, Magpies working it.
Work it, baby.
Turnover, though, intercepted by the Jackaroos, and it bounces through and taken. That's Twopenny with it once again, and the kick is heading toward the goals, and intercept marked by the Jackaroos. Nice job there on the back line, but then poor handball, and comes out now and kicks it up. looking for, not getting a target. Bounces off a couple of hands, and they pick it up. Columbus on the move with it now. It's a big kick out to the wing, and it takes a bounce. Who's going to get there first?
Was that a Bronx cheer I just heard in Yonkers?
I don't know.
I think that was for them getting on the other side of the field.
Well, once again, the boundary throw in as the ball did go out of bounds, so it comes back out and just goes over the hand of one of the two would-be ruckmen. New York once again looking to run out with it, but Columbus applying a little pressure, holding up the man, and as a result, they're going to throw it up, and they do that right now. Tossed out once again in Columbus' hands now. Jackaroo, oh boy. He had, it looked like he had a clean shot to the goal, but then he was taken down from behind. And the ball right now, they're just going to wrestle along the ground, and once again, umpire's going to call, just say, my ball, bring it here.
They can't buy one. I mean, they're just facing up with this defense. Out of the ruck goes Walker as he taps it down.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's a great movement of the air conveyance. Up the right side, Murphy, yes. And he plays on to Janke. Janke throws that up high. Who wants it? Who's got it? In and out of the, nope, it's going to be
went off somebody's
pushed
head.
in the back is what it is. And that sort of precipitated it. Free kick to Columbus. Yeah, I think Murphy might need to get some consideration for best and fairest. Here's Clyde Simpson in the middle of the ground, the former Rainbow Victoria player, going in deep. It falls between two Jackaroos, not claimed, and then here they come out the other way is Davis. They get it over to Twopenny. He shrugs his defender away, and a line drive, but it's taken by Hamilton. Hamilton throws it onto the right. It's a long one, and it's punched out of the way out into the corner. Twopenny again going after it. Still in play. New York keeps it in, and they will clear it out of there. Will Puach going out off the hands of Schultz, and then picks up, says, my name is Daniel Hamilton, and he throws and the ball squirts out of bounds. That's another Hamilton reference. Yes. And the ball goes out of bounds.
And once again, we'll have the boundary throw in there. And so right now it's New York 7 and Columbus 6.
Hamilton is so popular right now that the only way for you to get a ticket is by a lottery.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. Is something you use that popular? I get backlash. I'm like, yeah, don't care.
Yeah. Nice mark taken there by Bagley, who's had a few of those. Long one
almost
in.
an intercept marked for the Magpies.
Nope, and they're going to keep it going. Will they get their first point in forever? Nope, it's going to be steered out of bounds, and Judd Kozlkowski, I'm going to assume that's how you pronounce it. The ball goes out of bounds. Here on Stateside Footy, our final game, we hope that you've enjoyed all the coverage. What is this?
It looks like a throw-in.
It is, in fact, a throw-in. And the ball goes down. Here is Tom Matthew. And then it's picked up by one of the other Jacks. And then here comes a handball out by New York, but it's right to Clive Simpson, who has some help from Gross in the middle. Gross will square himself up, kick for goal. And he's got it. Well, it's the first one in a long, long time for the Jackaroos, but they get that one through the auspices of Gross. And again, Simpson setting up another score. So 2 straight 12. That cuts the lead down to 58 points, 11-4-70 for New York.
I guess one of the things we should be thankful for is that the Columbus Club wasn't founded by a former ABC racing commentator. Otherwise, they'd be the Columbus Jackaroos.
Yeah, I like that.
You racing fans out there are laughing right now. I know you are.
I didn't know who you were talking about, and all I could think of was Dave Johnson, the horse racing. Then I realized you were talking about auto racing.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
boy.
let's see. Goes out once again, and right off the ruck we have a whistle, and it'll be tossed up again. There we go again. Battle of the 91s.
That's a Duncan. I forget his last name, but he comes down from Toronto to umpire these games, and he's doing a fantastic job. All these umpires really are.
Oh. Magpies moving backwards. And
Hawking.
Columbus putting on the pressure. Hawking.
But he got caught high, I think.
Let's see.
Yeah.
No.
It was holding the ball. I thought he might have gotten caught high.
No,
but
holding the ball.
Hudson.
Over to Simpson now. And Simpson delivers a nice kick inside 50. Almost picked off there by one of the Magpies, but then it just rolls out of bounds, goes to ground, rolls out, and will be another boundary throw-in. So right now, 70-12, Magpies over the Columbus Jackaroos. And tapped out. And the Magpies with it once again. Kick out to the wing. Inbounds. And it'll bounce out. So we'll have a boundary throw in.
The ball popped up, almost looked like a tennis ball at Roland Garros there with all the clay popping up.
Oh, yeah.
So this is, they're going to throw the ball in here with both players out since it's normally a neutral throw.
Right.
The ball goes to ground. That could have been kicking in danger. Matthew picks it up, and then it's a scrambled through. New York almost had it. It ping-pongs around, and then Tom Matthew throws it on to his right, and that one is out on the full. So Columbus is getting a little bit more push forward. They did have the one goal, but when they go forward, they're really not taking as much advantage as they would like.
So once again, the Magpies take it, and they kick it up along the wing. Looking for Lahane. Simpson takes the intercept mark, and then lands.
Oh,
and, no.
Wow.
Oh.
Well,
looks
yeah,
like
he's
he
coming
may have
off.
Twisted something, but
yeah, it might be cramps at this point.
Yeah. We've seen a few of those already.
Yeah, and it is still a long day of footy.
Yeah. Preet kicks it now in toward the goals, and it's going to take a weird bounce. Not quite an Angus Monfries bounce, but
No, that went in.
It did. That was an Angus Monfries bounce.
We've seen a lot of weird goals today, Bill. I think that officially is the weirdest.
Yes, it is.
Well, I think they deserve that. I think Columbus really deserved that, considering how far they're down. It's 3 straight 18 now, playing 11-4-70. Yeah, just to see that, just to get back, we were talking about the cramps and this is all the teams have only played 2 games before, and a couple of weeks ago, we had the Central Regionals, and they all played 3 games. And one of the discussions that we had was, discussing the format. We had Doran James, who is, does a phenomenal job as operations manager, talking about the possibility of making these 2 days events. It might be something to consider, as New York tried to go deep and then tackled away. And now picking it up and trying to handball it back was one of the Magpies, and then picking it in was Davis, Andrew Davis, who is beset upon. He goes in short, finding Brad Davis. No relation, I don't think. No, says Mike Shepard, who is relaxing after a hard day of footy and organizing footy.
And a damn nice victory, too.
Yeah, that was a good win. So here is Davis to extend the lead. He looks like Josh Kennedy with that stuttering run-up. And the umpire shuffles off to Buffalo, or at least to his left, taps his chest and says that's a minor score. So that takes them on to 11-5-71. It is a 53-point lead.
You can't mark it, and almost taken by the Magpies. Columbus got lucky there, as it was almost taken there by Dave Young. However, as I said, actually Jackaroos got lucky, but then it went right out of bounds, so it's still in the Magpie area.
Beautiful throw in.
Young has it now, and Hawking.
Out of bounds.
Yep.
Yeah, that really all he could do. He was surrounded by white jumpers, and he didn't really get any help from the near side. And if I'm up on the wing, I need to push in a little bit. Mm-hmm. So McKittrick will throw it back in. Whoops.
Try that again. There we go.
I really want to make a disparaging remark against the Penguins right now, but I just can't.
No. It's over. It's done.
It's done.
Says the guy who can't get past the Geelong St. Kilda result.
That's only the second time I've said that.
And we got another whistle. And
we're going to try this again.
Yeah.
It's all right, Macca. We still love you. Ball back in the play now. Down the ground it goes. Pulach will go straight into the middle. And then charging after it is a couple.
Murphy.
Oh, it is Murphy. Can Magic kick another one? Nope, not this time anyway. Stopped short by the fullback and then cleared out by the Jacks up the far side. It goes around. Gorino, whose name we haven't really called today, can't get to it. And then the ball goes to ground, and it will be a free kick to the Magpies, again leading 71-18. That one will two-hop in, and then here comes Lahane. He's thrown down. Pulach was there, but it's going to be holding the ball, and it'll be a free kick to Columbus, and they'll have a chance to clear out.
Columbus once again with the free kick in their back half right now, looking to move it forward. And at this point, as far as the result of the game, I think it's pretty much academic, but they'd still like to add some more points on the board just to maybe try and signal things moving forward, get some confidence in them. And the Magpies once again taking it off the kick, and they're stringing everything back. Centering ball. Oh, they tried to bring it up the corridor, and it's a weird bounce. And here we go. Magpies on the run once again. He did play on, and off one bounce, it gets over. And now with it, that's I think that's Carrington again, and stopped right there. And it's taken there by Brenton Hawking. Hawking kicks it up. He's got someone lined up, and it was taken by one of the Jackaroos. He was trying to get it over to Marcus Janke, but it didn't happen. Nice spoil there, though. That was Rob Shapruitt. And
that was very almost ballet-like.
Yeah. And the kick tried to let go a little check side.
Nope.
Oh, that's an easy mark. That is such an easy mark for Andrew Davis. And this is almost you call this a chip shot or a gimme.
Well, we've seen not going there. We've seen the miss from here, but Davis is a pretty good bet for goal. And here it is.
Bang.
Yep.
Done.
12th goal of this game, 12-5-77, Lord Nelson to 3 straight 18. You know, we talk about the USAFL Top 20 poll, and I know it really hasn't been mentioned much on the show. Last year was the first year that we had it. You know, I think it's actually a really good thing. We don't really have a traditional ladder just because of the way our season is set up. But it's really a great way, and we have 9 people on a panel. It's an anonymous panel, and they select their top 20 teams. And so when we talk about this, you know, New York came in number 2, Columbus came in number 9. I don't think it's going to really affect anything. New York playing extremely well, but I don't think they're going to catch. I don't think they're going to catch Austin number 1, at least not unless they happen to play each other during the season, which isn't going to happen. And Columbus is at number 9. And I think they're still pretty far ahead of Sacramento as we have a whistle. So I don't think it's going to change too much in that. But really, I think it's still an important weekend. And I think no matter what happens here, there's no real doubt left. Both teams really can take a lot out of this result. Meanwhile, free kick for New York. Go ahead.
Yeah, it looks to be off the ball as the kick was awarded inside the Magpies forward 50. It looked like a free kick was awarded by something off the ball.
I don't think they're going to break 100. I think 90's a real chance.
Mm-hmm. Well, we shall see. Right now it's going to be Andrew Davis who has it again. Runs up. Takes that kick.
Off the foot, he knew it.
Oh, yeah. Bango. Done. Another goal there.
So 2 in a row for Davis.
13-5-83 is your score now for the New York Magpies. Still 3 straight 18 for the Columbus Jackaroos.
So this is more points in 20 minutes than they scored against in 40 minutes than they scored against the Hawks last week in 80. They scored 71 there. But I mean, it is a little bit more of a stronger team. They do have players like Janke and Murphy that they didn't have last week. So New York is really, I think, feeling their oats. But Columbus is staying in there. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton rumbles in. He gets a pretty decent kickoff, and it was touched on the line and then carried over or what happened? Yeah, it was carried over. I heard a whistle. So that's their first behind. It's 3-1-19 as New York will kick it back in.
Now, the other thing about Columbus we should mention is I think they're missing a few of their main horses.
They are.
Too.
They are. Chet Ridenour is in here. Mark Stork McClure, who's their ruck, is in here. So, you know, I mean, it is important, but I think I'm not sure how much of a difference it would have made to the final. I think it would have definitely been closer, but New York just pouring it on here.
Now the kick into the forward 50, and once again, Magpies have it. Hand off. It's Davis once again. Davis puts it through, and that's another goal.
Leo Messi would have been proud of that.
That was not messy at all.
Nope. That was a nice chip shot over the top with the defender bearing in on him. That is 14-5-89. It is a 70-point difference.
So you mentioned there were a chance for 90, and right now they're only one minor score away.
Yeah, and you know what? A ton's looking pretty good. It is a rare feat to score. I'm trying to think of the last time that a team scored 100 that I know of. I know that the Hawks did it in 2011 against New York. And mercifully, there goes the final whistle.
Done.
So the New York Magpies are your Division I Eastern Regional champions. They have done it in convincing style here over a game, but outmatched Columbus Jackaroos side. The final score from Tibbetts Brook Park Tibbetts Brook Park in Yonkers, New York. The New York Magpies, 14 goals, 5 behinds, 89 points. The Columbus Jackaroos, 3-1-19.
And even though the tournament is over, this episode still has a little bit to go. Coming up next, we will give you a Stateside Footy Flashback of some action that took place last year on this same ground. We'll show the New York Lady Magpies going up against the Boston Lady Demons on a game tape right here in Yonkers. That's a flashback, and it's coming up next right here on Stateside Footy.
Australian rules football? In the U.S.? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We want the champion!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
And the ball goes up, and we have action once again. And it's the Lady Pies and the Lady Demons, perennial rivals here, Boston and New York, as the ball goes to ground. And immediately we will have a whistle, and it'll be tossed up for grabs once again. Tossed up again and hit out, and in Lady Pie hands, Lisa Regetz with it now. She kicks it ahead, looking for a target, but it's not going to get there as it continues to roll wide. Regetz has it now. Handball's back to Beiersdorf. She kicks it ahead now, looking for, and then not quite finding her target there. That was number 40. That was Claire Algozin. And Lady D's trying to move it up now. And, oh boy, here we go. Wush's got it now. Wuchner's got it, and she kicks it ahead. That's a beautiful kick. Goes over everyone.
Look at that.
She's gonna get
Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. All the way.
What a goal by Jessica Wuchner.
That was a bomb. On target, just made it all the way, and all of a sudden.
I followed it.
Wow. Magnificently captured by Stacey Robert. So Jess Wuchner with, she had one in the previous game. She has one here, and that's a great way to open the scoring. That had to have traveled about 60 meters on the run, straight out of the MCG.
Nice.
By
nice
Jess
reference
Wuchner.
there.
And there she is again.
Running bounce, and she's going to get it to the boot. Not quite as much of a bomb as the last kick. Winds up in Magpie hand. She'll kick it ahead now. And let's see, there's a battle for it. Just almost going to the boundary there. And going for it, one of the Lady Pies there, along with that's Karen Stableline for the Lady D's, and also Lady Pies. I believe that might have been, was that Beiersdorf?
Yeah, that is Beiersdorf there, and free kick to Stableline.
Stableline now. Kicks it, nice job looking for. Oh, not getting it to Emily Real. It just kind of drifted over her head, and here we go now. Casillas gets the ball out to one of her teammates, but it's intercepted by Stableline, who then kicks it up toward the forward line, and it just goes past the outstretched hands of Sang. And who's going to get there now? Oh, I think Wuchner tried to knock her off the deck. And that's another goal.
Wow.
Off the deck. Welcome to the USAFL, Jessica Wuchner.
And for those of you who may have not watched the first episode from this tournament, firstly, go back and do it. And secondly, Jess Wuchner, just a matter of weeks ago, was playing for the Western Bulldogs of the AFL Women's Comp. She was drafted number 17 by the Bulldogs in this year's draft, and she's come here as part of the USAFL's Australian player exchange. As we have a throw here, she threw up the ball before hitting it, so free kick to Boston as it is Karen Stableline who goes in short, but it's picked off by Wolf, who come back in the other direction. It's going to one-hop in, and King can't get to it cleanly, and then picked up again by Algozin. Algozin is taken down, picked up again by Hinojosa, who was dispossessed and harried there. Again, Algozin is there. The ball's on the deck. They chase after it. Beiersdorf wheels around and kicks for goal, but it's off to the side for a minor score. Good persistence by the Magpies, who we haven't seen them so much on the back foot so far this season, but after two quick goals by Wusha there, that's what they've been. So it's 12-1, back to an 11-point game.
All right, Dan. Alicia Olsen takes the kick from her own back goal square, looking once again for her target there. Emily Real working in the Lady D's engine room there at midfield, and it goes to ground right now. And Lady D's look to hand it off there, and Schultz tried to get it there. She's got it now. Is not able to get past Regetz, but I don't know.
She
no
tried
player
her.
opportunity. It almost looked like she might have gotten. There was a chance she could have gotten pinged there, but she didn't.
She's trying her dribbling skills there, soccer dribbling skills.
And we have a whistle as both players are brought to ground, and the umpire will call for it and just toss it back up for another a ball up there. Up it goes once again, and hit out by the D's. And Real's got it now. She's wrapped up immediately by Regetz, who gets it now and actually gets it to the boot. And it's marked.
Algozin.
Let's see if it goes in.
Yep.
Algozin there.
She's backing up a little bit. Yeah, that's about where you want to be. Olsen on the mark. Nope.
Oh, my.
Good mark.
No, that's where you want to get it. That's where you want to get it right there.
Sam Wolf. That wasn't a howler.
Ooh. The Wolf has struck. And that's the first major for the New York Lady Magpies. Now they trail just by 5 points. It's 2 straight 12 for the Lady Demons and 1-1-7 for the Lady Magpies.
This is developing into a very, very good game here, and definitely, I think, a lot different from the last 2 games that we've seen these 2 teams play this season.
You know, it's funny because Woodster's getting the 2 goals so far, but you don't want the Lady D's to be completely dependent on her for points. Real gets it ahead right now, and it's going to be, it's actually going to take a bounce, a weird bounce, and it continues to go through the toward the goals, and kicked off the deck once again, and it looks like it's going to be a point as we've got a couple of players going down.
It's like sang in there for Boston. I don't see a signal. I wonder if it crossed the line first. Checking on the Magpie player who's still down. It looks like they both went after it. I think it might have been a clash of shins there. And indeed, that was Taylor Davidson, the fullback, who is just now getting up.
Still no determination about whether or not, but it looks like she's taking the kick in from the back goal square, or was it just a free kick awarded? I still haven't seen a flag from the goal umpire. Have you?
I have not. We'll assume that was a free kick. There was contact in there.
And let's see, the ball goes, once again, New York trying to get it out of danger. And just about going after it there was number 10, who, once again, we don't have for the Lady Demons. And with it now, that's Lessa Regetz once again. Gets right around Emily Reel, sells some candy there, puts one along the ground, and it sits, at least momentarily, for the Lady D's. And nice shepherd there. And it's kicked off now, and that kick was number 18, which is Christina Glynn. Loose ball now at the center of the ground, taken there by Siobhan McHale, who then gets wrapped up.
Free kick.
Looks it. Yep. Free kick going to Sam Schultz. Schultz, I believe, for the free kick. I think the umpire determined that there was prior opportunity.
Nothing.
That's a gorgeous kick as it goes basically over everyone. Giving chase right now, one of the Lady D's, who we don't know because we don't have her number. And a bunch of players go down and tackle. We've got a whistle. And the question is, will they ball it up or did they award a free kick? And they awarded a free kick, and it's going to Woosha. Worcester's got it. Heck of an angle, but maybe she can deliver it in front.
I will be shocked if she doesn't score from here.
And let's see. That's going to be a scoring shot, but I think it went a little wide.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a minor. But that means that the Lady D's lead is back up to straight kicks now. 2-1-13 to 1-1-7. So right now they lead by a major score.
And Wuchner, you know, as I say, I joked about it, you know, you should be able to hit from that angle, but that is very difficult. But I'll tell you what, it's a good, even game for the most part, even though Boston's had, I think, a little bit more of the territorial advantage. New York is really fighting, and here they come forward again up on that far side. Beiersdorf is going to dig for it. Will it catch the line? Yes, it does. And a good job of harrying over there by Christina Glynn as well for Boston. 13-7 the score here in the third and final game of the East-West Showdown here on Stateside Footy. Brian Barish alongside Bill Robert. Great to have you along as well here as women's footy here in the USA, and really growing, and this is a fantastic one of the few all-women's tournaments that we've seen here in the USAFL, but it's good to see them and good to see it here in New York. The ball ping-pongs around. It's picked up by Reel. She handballs it on. The kick for goal. It's kicked on the way.
That's a goal.
And it is, in fact, a goal there by number 21 for Boston.
Another mystery player.
As we mentioned, and I believe there actually may be one or two of the players for Golden Gate to help them make up the numbers as well, in addition to New York. But in any event, there's another goal for Boston. That's now a 2-straight lead there. It's 3-1-19 to New York 1-1-7.
And they'll bring it up to center once again to toss it up for grabs. And going after it now for the Lady Demons, 22, who once again we don't have. But I'm wondering if that's one of the other gals from the Iron Maidens. Coming out now, and with it, here come the Lady Pies.
Hemingway.
Hemingway kicks it, looking for a target, spoiled there by Andy Williams, and trying to get it there is Hinojosa. Off the boot there from Beiersdorf, yep. And it's marked in defense once again. Alicia Olsen doing such a great job on that Lady Demons back line again. She is so solid back there, and she just looked like she might have ski jumped that one a little bit, but it was marked, taken there by Kaylin Deal. Good to see her back up again. She was down for a little bit. Although, it's number 4, but that doesn't... Is that Kaylin Deal? I don't think that...
I'm not sure.
Looks like her.
I'm not sure.
Anyway, we'll
they may have swapped jumpers there. As we mentioned, there are a couple of players from some of the other teams that are again helping them make numbers. We are playing 14 aside, by the way. At least that's what the chatter was before the game.
We need a table in the middle like basketball so people can report substitutions and things. Let's see here. One of the Lady Deves tried to wrap it up there, tried to pick it up and do something with it, but she was corralled, just taken down by one of the New York players, and we'll have a boundary throw in as the ball did go over the line. Once again, tossed out on the far boundary at center. I believe that's Wuchner once again trying it. And now the Lady Pies have it, and they're trying to advance it. Going back, Lady D's, bit of a handball there. Then knocked down by one of the Lady Pies, and the ball goes to ground once again. And with that there, that's number 46. It's Amalia Ridwan. And ball goes back to ground now. And, yes, we're getting back to aggro twister now. And, tried to grab it, ran into a wall, and they're just going to ball it up. Sam Wolf just hangs on there. They'll ball it up. And Lady D's have it now. Bit of a handball right into traffic, though. Almost like a rugby scrum in rugby league. You just put it in there and bounce it out.
Or as they call it, a lean on.
A lean on. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. Let's see here. Yeah, I know that reference kind of withers, but anyway,
that was the better joke.
Thank you.
Stick with that one.
Okay, and once again, the Lady D's try and move it ahead, and it bounces into Lady Pie hands momentarily, and they're trying to advance it, and winds up going over the line, out of bounds. But once again, a good result for the Lady Pies as they get the throw in their forward pocket, the right forward pocket, trying to get some numbers in there and work with it. Knocked away by Emily Reel, though. Kept in, though, momentarily there. That was number 28. That was Jenna Nevins. And one of the Lady Pies gets wrapped up.
Lee.
And it was Julie Lee with it. She gets wrapped up.
Weird to see Heather Serpico having to come in and take the ruck there. Sort of atrocious.
And fisted ahead. Now almost got it to Wolf, but then taken by the Lady Demons. And she does a nice job getting it to the boot. However, did it go in or...
Not. One arm up.
One arm up, so it did not go out on the full. Nice break for the Lady D's. Better to give up just the boundary throw in than the free kick. And it's tossed up for grabs once again. And it goes through everybody. Lady D's have it now. Handball goes out. Here comes Boston. Oh, nice little bit of selling the candy there. And the loose ball, however, not picked up in time. And Ashley Singer had it momentarily. With it now is Regetz. She is tackled, but not before she gets a handball off. That's Beiersdorf once again. Lady Pies looking to move. Wolf's got it now. Wolf gets it to the boot, and that's a goal.
Yes.
That's her second, actually, her second major. And once again, they bring the deficit back to only a straight kick. It's now 3-1-19 for the Lady Demons, 2-1-13 for the Lady Pies.
Wolf doing a very good job of getting away from the defender there, who is Sarah Maguillon, who is one of the players for San Francisco, who is, again, helping out with the Boston Lady Demons on this side. But a great job by Sam Wolf, who's been one of the players who's been around this Magpies team for some time. And one of these veterans that really has stepped up along with the rest of the team for the team's success there. So it's back to a one-goal game. Out of the center, as Hemingway is in there with the ruck. And then 21 for Boston is able to wrestle it away. Handballs it on. Smothered, picked up by Beiersdorf. We have a whistle, and it's going to be a high tackle, free kick to the Looks like to New York, and it will be Beiersdorf who was caught high. Again, the deficit just one goal, and both teams, I mean, this is a very, very even contest so far, and it's good to see really from both teams. Beiersdorf's kick is long and strong. It'll take a bounce. Getting over is Hinojosa, chased by Olsen. Olsen gets her foot to it. I'm wondering if that was out first because that might be out on the full. But I think indeed there were some appeals for out on the full, but it looks like it's going to be a... no, it is going to be out on the full. Yeah, Olsen was just trying to get her foot to it, but she was too close to the line. That is, in fact, out on the full. So here is Kim Hemingway from a rather acute angle. She is another one who is very, very capable of hitting a shot like this. Hemingway's kick is up high. It's a goal!
Wow!
I told you!
Wow! There we go.
Well, Kim Hemingway says you don't have to have played in the AFL to hit a shot like that. And I mentioned in the first broadcast, Bill, that she has really stepped up as the star of this team and can do just about anything. She helps out in the rucks. She helps out, she runs hard, and she kicks goals like that. So we are all square here at Tibbetts Brook Park, 3-1-19, each of two as we near the end of this first half.
I was actually hoping Jason Holmes had a kick like that in his AFL debut just so I could call it the Star-Spangled Banana.
Or you can call it the homing pigeon.
There you go. And now it comes out of the ruck once again. Lady Pies looking to move it up ahead. They've just leveled the scores. They're looking to hit the front now. Big kick into Lady Pies attacking territory. And it'll take a bounce and then just skip away before Julie Hansen can get it.
Jamie Hansen. That's an M. I know. That's my handwriting. I apologize.
Oh, is that an N or an M?
That's an M. That's
Jamie
an M.
Hansen. Okay, Jamie Hansen. All right. Later we'll provide the English to Barish dictionary. Coming out of it, tapped there by Beiersdorf. She's unable to get it to the boot, though. The Demons looked to kick it out. Handball now right into the hands of Kim Hemingway.
Look out.
Oh, boy, here we go. That's going to go, and that's a minor
score.
But it's still enough to put the Lady Pies in front. Right now, the score stands Lady Pies 3-2-20, and the Lady Demons 3-1-19. And Lady D's kick it out. The mark is taken after the kick in from Alicia Olsen. And it's now being kicked further up the field. Lands just short of Emily Reel. And Lady Pies looks to run with it again. With it there is Grace Caplow. And we've got what looks to be a free kick. And she'll be getting the free kick. So another opportunity for the Lady Pies here. Lady D's put on the pressure early, but right now it's all New York. The home club here looking to get a win out of today's activities here. And it goes in. It's marked, intercepted. Nice job there by the Lady Demons. And now what they need to do is chain some possessions together and just get it up forward.
Still looking for something.
Something, anything?
Anything? Bueller.
There we go. And it goes to ground once again. And the Lady Pies kick it right back into the zone. And Olsen's there along with one of the other Lady D's. Olsen gets it to the boot now. And
out on the full.
Out on the full. Free kick there for the Lady Pies.
Olsen's been sort of like a Hoover back there, sucking up everything that comes out over there.
She's been grabbing a lot. That mark she took on that kick by Estrada, though, was especially nice.
Yep.
And especially after she had just done a really nice smother and then gave up the free kick on holding the ball, but then came back and responded. And the Lady D's actually bounces off the hands of one of them, the free kick there, and trying to move it ahead, but they're stuck in their own back pocket. Kick goes ahead now, and it's marked. Ashley Singer with the intercept mark on the far wing here, I should say. And she just lasers one in, looking for a couple of teammates. Doesn't get to either of them. The Lady Demons run it out now. The kick goes, and it looks like it'll roll and be out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw in on the far wing. You're right, just about at center, Brian.
Directly across from us. Again, it's a 1-point lead to the New York Lady Magpies. A very, very good game here as we near the end of the first half. Straight up in the air, bounce down. Wuchner is over there. Check. No, that is Wuchner. Wuchner's going to turn on the Jets. That one is kicked inside towards 50 and marked by Emily Reel. This is about the distance that she cut through the wind against Denver when she was with the Lady Demons 3 years ago at Nationals. The kick is on the way. It is dead center. Perfect goal to the Lady Demons and Emily Reel with her first. And the Lady D's have poked their nose in front. They go to 4-1-25. The Magpies at 3-2-20. It's a 5-point game.
Emily has left the area, so she's no longer regularly playing with the Lady Demons. Now she's with Baltimore Washington, which is why she's up there today. But I got to say, it is really good seeing her wearing that number 9, patrolling the ground for the Lady D's once again.
It is, and you know what? She's definitely, I think, one of the most dangerous players. But speaking of which, here's Hemingway with her left foot. It's high in the air. Battle for position. Bounces over the head of Skonechny, sorry. And it's out of bounds. I'm trying. And I'll have a boundary throw in. What makes it even worse is when they're right in front of you and they can hear it as the boundary throw in comes in. Oh, boy. As it's hammered out. Maggie Owen running onto it for Boston. She'll soccer it off the ground. Skonechny, Brian. Skonechny. Skonechny. Oh, gosh. Skonechny. And then we have a tackle and a ball up. I was telling the story, there's a Canadian player who plays, I believe, in Montreal called Larissa Andrews-Sijan, and when she found out that I pronounced her name on the first go, she came down and gave me a big hug. So it pays to get those right. I don't think I'm going to be getting one from Warren when this one's done. Off the hands of Beyersdorf. Well, I think that was a crunch. I think she was preparing more so for the tackle than going for the ball, and then we have a whistle from behind there. That was a... That is, if you look up crash boom opera in the dictionary, that's what you're going to find.
Yes.
Ball up in the center of the ground as Hemingway will go up, and she tries to smack it forward, but it's hit out to advantage, picked up by Stabline, and almost getting the ball there. Now picking it up out of the rugby scrum situation.
It was Koff kicked it kind of straight up.
Yep. And now handball just sort of nurdled along. She's tackled dispossessed as Schultz kicks that one up high, and then coming over to take the mark. Casillas. Drea Casillas still playing in her 10th season, still playing like she's a rookie. There's a kick on for goal. Well, I mean, she's playing as she has been. She's just been steady and amazing. As Maggie Young goes down into the corner.
That's a nice shepherd there by Singer.
Yeah, great job to pick it up. And still on that far side, it's handballed, still loose there. And then being dragged down by Maggie Young. They're down there again, mushroom farming, and that will be the whistle for halftime.
Wow. Interesting game so far. Lady D's in the front right now. Lady Pies came back. They were actually down by a few straight kicks, but came back and hit the front for a little while. But then the Lady Demons get back in front, and that's where we stand at halftime. At halftime here in this game, the score stands: the Boston Lady Demons 4 goals, 1 behind, 25 points, and the New York Lady Magpies 3 goals, 2 behinds, 20 points. Coming up next, the final half of action in this East-West Showdown, and you're going to see it right here on Stateside Footy. And the ball goes up, and once again we have action. Hit out by the Lady Pies, but right into Lady Demon hands. With it now is Emily Reel. She handballs it over, and they're trying to move it up ahead now. Just continue with a quick chain of possessions in the middle part of the ground. And here we go now. She's actually going to get it to the boot, and giving chase there is Casillas. It's kicked ahead, though. It looks like the Lady Pies will have it. But then getting in there, that's Wuchner trying to get it, but winds up getting gotten there by Grace Keplow, who then gets it to Allison Vorsatz. Vorsatz will stop, take the free kick.
Very lucky not to get called for playing on there.
Mm-hmm. And nice intercept mark there. That was beautiful.
Sam Schultz.
Yes. And she's now looking for a target. It's actually going to go wide. And once again, Casillas giving chase. And she's going to get it just before, actually, she got it just before it went over the line, but she couldn't stop her momentum, and she wound up taking it over the line. And as a result, we will have a boundary throw-in in the Demons attacking zone. And we've got it now. Kicked, and that's actually going to go well wide. But it's going to stay in, though. It's going to be, actually, it's in play, and it kicks over, and it'll be actually a minor score.
That's like, no, it's going to go wide, huh?
Yeah. 4-2-26 now for the Lady Demons. So right now they're ahead of the Lady Pies by a straight kick once again. 6 points. And Casillas now with the kick in from her own back goal square. She delivers it now off the boot. Marked, intercepted. She's going to play on. She gets it to the boot, and that's going to go straight. Oh, no, it's going to go just. No, it's a goal. I wasn't sure. It looked like it might have gone wide, but no, that was a goal. So 5-2-32.
I believe that was off the foot of Ashley Mallet. Might have just caught it there, but Boston is all of a sudden, they've come out. It's very important for them to get a hot start.
Right.
So it's back to a 2-goal lead here, and we mentioned that there were a number of players for the Golden Gate for San Francisco helping out with the Lady Demons. That is Brett Brower in there at the ruck helping out for the D's.
And once again, they're trying to move it just somewhere, and it seems to be trapped in that small amount of ground. Now goes out wide, giving chase there is Wuchner. She's got it now. Gets it to the boot. Nice pass through. It's marked, and she'll stop.
So that's Maggie on.
Maggie on takes it now, and she will. That's a nice kick too.
Woo!
Question is though, the Lady Pies have numbers. However, it's almost taken there by Stabline, but then kicked out and marked. And the Lady Pies are now working it back. Heather Serpico taking the mark for the Lady Magpies.
Serp's been pretty quiet today.
I was just about to say the same thing. I really haven't called her name much. Wrapped up now and dropping the ball. No call there. Play on, says the umpire. Lady D's have it now. Kick going over and, almost marked there. And we've got a race to the ball. She's got it. She's taken down from behind, though.
How is that not a call? That has to be something, because that was not proper disposal.
Well, I wonder if there's also pressure in the back, too. But let's see here. It goes out wide now to the edge. Real giving chase, but the Lady Pies have it now. And getting in there as well. That's Schultz once again. And it's been picked up there. I believe that's Arredondo who's got it. And she's not able to pick it up in time as it goes over the boundary line. So it'll be another boundary throw-in. Lady D's right now up by a couple of straight kicks. Seeing if they can add to that. And once again, just about to bring it through was a Wuchner, but she is dispossessed. Lady D's have it, though. Handball goes ahead. Lady Pies giving chase now. And handball goes out. And, big collision there right in the middle of the ground. Regetz has it now. And she handballs it right to a teammate. That was 44, Siobhan McHale. But then she was taken down. No prior opportunity, says the umpire. Actually, it wasn't taken down, but just held up. And her progress was stopped, so the umpire will just call and ball it up. And hit out to advantage by the Lady D's. And we've got a whistle. And a free kick. Going to
Magpies. Looks like the foul was against Allison Vorsach. She'll have the free kick.
Yes. And she'll just handball it off to Casillas, who now does a little bit of running carry and then gets it to the boot. Looking for and not quite getting her target. Bit of a spoil there from the Boston defender, and both players a little slow to get up. We've seen that a few times today. The ground here actually is kind of hard today. We actually, for our tent, when we were trying to get the stakes in for our canopy, one of the tent stakes just bent. The ground's a little hard today, and we're seeing a bunch of players hitting the deck and then taking a little time to get up. Whether or not they've maybe hurt or maybe bruised something or just had the wind knocked out of them, not sure. But the Lady Pies, once again, Serpico in there. But Lady D's kick, and Drea Casillas almost intercept marking. She gets it now, and she...
look at that!
Ahead. Wow, gets through traffic, gets it to the boot, and then it falls between everybody. Beiersdorf's got it now. She's just going to do a kick right toward the sticks, and giving chase there is Olsen. She won't get it in time. That's a goal. Beiersdorf gets one back for the Lady Pies. And now it's 5-2-32 for Boston, 4-2-26 for New York.
And that all begins with the kick from Casillas, who is able to get away. She made a nice move to the inside, and with those long flowing strides of her, able to kick it inside. A great job by Beiersdorf to wriggle free, and then just put a pretty decent shot on goal. And obviously, it went through. So that cuts it to a 1-goal game.
But the key to that point, the scoring involvement by Drea Casillas, she had a bunch of Lady Demons around her, but she basically just parted the red and the blue sea.
Yes, indeed. And she led the ball home as McHale goes off the side of the boot. Nice mark.
Beiersdorf again. She has been huge today. She's had some really nice plays, both in the game against San Francisco and this game right here.
Her dad, Rob, was a long-time longtime member of the North Carolina Tigers. A little bit of trivia there for her. So she's going to go back. I think she's about 2 kicks from goal, but it's a good kick. She goes with the barrel. It goes up, gets behind the defenders there. It's still loose in front. It's tied up now, and I believe that was Schultz who was able to clear it out. McHale couldn't get to it, and Wuchner is able to handball it off, and Boston's at least able to relieve the pressure. It's a crash boom opera directly across from a Serpico in to chase it. Boston keeps it going forward. It one hops in on one of the Magpies there. In fact, it went in on Davidson. And then up free, and now it's tied up. It squirts out, and then picked up by Regetz. Regetz bootlegs around to the left. She steadies and kicks. It's up high, out of the reach of Schultz. It's going to roll. Wolf is digging in for it. There's a low tackle by Beiersdorf. Play on, says the umpire. Arredondo is in there. It's still loose on the ground, and then Wuchner.
Oh, nice.
That's all she did was she touched it right to her foot and got it free. It goes out of bounds, but that is a huge, huge clearance by Jessica Wuchner.
You talk about ball skills, and sometimes, especially with the players that are very early on in their USAFL pursuits, as far as just getting the ball off the ground, or if the ball's on a bounce, sometimes they don't handle it cleanly. Wuchner, I mean, she's just textbook as far as how to handle a ball that's rolling around the ground. She's done a nice job picking up a lot of these today.
She makes it look so easy, but then again, she has been playing, I think, ever since she was 16, so she's still looking at almost a decade there, and there's a bit of a wrap-up in front of us, and we're going to have a ball up there. And so 21 for Boston is limping away a little bit, but we'll continue as Brower again. She's been very busy all day. She went in sort of awkwardly on Serpico.
Yeah, caught looked like a thigh to the face or something.
Yep. And she has to be down pretty low because Serpico's not terribly tall. It is going to be a free kick to Brower. Brower will kick it out into the middle of the ground. It bounces in front of not Kaylin Deal. I don't think that is Kaylin. It may still be her. We're not sure. In any event, the Magpies are able to clear it out onto the far side. It takes a hop. It's paddled on to the side there. And then Lehane is in there for New York with 7 for its stable line. Name slipped my mind for a second, and now they move it on. She's tied up, just gets her foot to the ball. And now it will roll very gingerly. It hits the edge of the square. Or no, I think that's actually a pothole. That's actually what that's for. So what they're going to do here is they're just going to blow the play dead because they don't want any, they don't want any injuries to happen. That's why that cone is there. Is there some sort of hazard? So they'll play on, and Wuchner was held up there as she tried to get the ball away, and it's going to be a free kick.
And a free kick there going to the Lady Pies. I believe that's Heather Serpico. Yep. And so, here we go. Lady Pies once again looking to move it ahead. They're down by a straight kick right now, and it bounces into Boston hands. And once again, the Lady D's, she takes a running bounce there, is able to get around. Nice job there, selling the candy, and then just kicking it ahead. And then kick back there. I believe that was Taylor Davidson in there knocking it back. And here come the Lady Pies once again. I believe that was Casillas. And the kick goes there and kind of out and back. Lisa Arredondo gets it right now. She gets it to the boot and kicks it. Almost kicks it right to Casillas, but she cannot handle it cleanly. And Kuplo's got it now. And I believe that kick Wuchner smothered it. And let's see, we've got...
No fear.
Yes, indeed. Lady Pies once again looking to move it further ahead. Ball goes to ground. It's on the far boundary. Bunch of players going after it. And Regetz has it now. Lisa Regetz, she tries a handball back in. Winds up almost going to Arredondo. Lady Pies have it. She is wrapped up there. Drops the ball, but no call. Play on, calls the umpire. Kicked ahead once again. Going through the center. It's just a race to the ball right now. And it looks like the first player there should be Wuchner. Nice shepherd there by Reel, but unfortunately Wuchner taken down by Kuplo and also Serpico. And ball goes actually through one of the Lady Demons. I believe that was a Brower once again. And they're just going to soccer it over towards the boundary. Lady D's have it now. It's a bit of a kick. And let's see. No mark. Play on, calls the umpire. And it's kicked ahead. Takes a bounce. And almost knocked aside by one of the Lady D's. They've got it right now. And the handball goes ahead. And here we go once again. Kick into the forward 50. Andy Williams giving chase right there. A couple of Lady Pies as well. And... one of the Lady Pies has it, and she's wrapped up, and we got a whistle. That was Taylor Davidson, who I believe might have been caught high, so she'll get the free kick.
Davidson's really stepped up in the back line for for the Magpies here. And again, her first season after beginning her career with San Francisco.
And the kick from the Lady D's takes a couple of bounces, but then taken there by Renee Koff. She kicks it ahead. Once again, one straight kick, and this is a tied ball game. And it's going to roll out. Wolf couldn't catch up to it in time, so it's just going to roll out on the far boundary, and we will have another boundary throw in.
Just past the halfway point of the second half here, the third and final game of this East-West Showdown. San Francisco won both games earlier today, and each of these teams looking for their first win. It will be a big win either way. As the ball is rolling out of the back, New York's trying to get to it. All hands on deck, and that one squirts up. It sort of popped out of nowhere. Olsen's in there trying to extricate it, but can't. Schultz is in there. It rolls in towards the sticks, and I believe that's going to end up being a behind, and it will be. So it's a handy point for New York.
Indeed.
That cuts it down to a 5-point game. One straight kick will put them in front. It's 4-3-27. Boston 5-2-32.
Olsen's kick in marked there by Sang.
Great job by Sang. And now they'll look out of the back. They got to get something free there for her. It's looped up in the middle. It's not handled cleanly. They turn around and kick for goal.
Nice spoil by Olsen there.
Good job by Olsen again, keeping up some very stingy defensive work, and then kept in down in the back again. Olsen just soccering it on, keeping the ball alive, and then a great job of clearing it. But it is marked by one of the Lady Demons there in the back. I think I said that might be saw Brower in the area, but it wasn't Brower. Up to the near side looking for number 4 who has it, and she is dispossessed by Casillas. Play on, no call. One hops in. Williams is there, but she overran it. Williams, she's tackled by Davidson. It comes out, gets by Reel, picked up by Stabline. She paddles it on, tries to her own advantage. Lahane does a good job of nudging her out of the way. She kicks it up, but a one hop in, blocked there by she didn't have the ball. They're going to call tackle without the ball there. The call was on Serpico. So free kick to the Demons out in the middle of the ground. Again, they still lead by those 5 precious points. Looking for Williams. It's just out of her hand. Or check that. That was 18, which is Glenn. Glenn will kick it off to the side.
And out on the full.
And it is, in fact, out on the full. So an opportunity to... I wouldn't say put the game away at this juncture, but to make it a little bit clearer, goes by the wayside. So New York will start from the back as Drea Casillas will put the ball back into play. Casillas, a very, very important member of this, not only of this New York team as its captain, but also the USAFL as its women's coordinator. And we talk about Jess Wuchner, but she was one of the factors in helping her get to Boston from Melbourne. Cleared out of there by, and a good mark as the clear out was by Elliott, the Serpico, who plays on. She goes up looking for Hemingway, who gets it, tries to get away from Brower, and then Brower throws her off the ball. A little bit of a shadow boxing match in there. Comes back down. Brower reached for it and couldn't get it, as could Koff. Lahane dropped it, and now it's kicked on, and it's marked by Serpico, who snuck up all alone into the forward line. She's going to calm things down and take a look. She's going to come all the way back. I don't think she has the distance, so she's got to look for a lead. She goes inside 50. It's tapped down. Olsen's back there to try and get it, but it's going to be soccered on for a goal. And New York has hit the front. I didn't see who got the foot on it at the end, but the New York Lady Magpies have stuck a nose in front, and that moves them on to 5-3-33. It's a 1-point lead, 5-2-32 Boston, as we have roughly about 5 minutes to go here in the game. New York's first loss of the season came a little bit earlier today against San Francisco. They're trying to hold on to that very good record. Boston looking for their first win. They're not going to give up. The ball's out of the center again. It's kicked long. It's kicked inside. Not marked. To the ground it goes. And then it's rustled through for a minor score by number 10 for Boston. So New York now has a 2-point lead. It's getting exciting, Bill. I mean, it already has been, but...
Yeah. Olsen takes the kick in from her own back goal square, and it just takes a Boston-friendly roll, but nobody but Lady Pies there with it now. Renee Koff takes it off the ground. Big kick into forward 50 again, and the spoil there by Olsen, but it's taken there, almost taken by the Lady Pies. Lady D's working on it right now, and they need to get this on the other side of the ground, and they need to do it right now. They led for a good part of this game, but right now they trail by a couple of points, 5-4-34 to 5-2-32. Almost getting to desperation time now. They've got to make something happen here, and they do take it off the ruck, but unfortunately they're unable to keep it.
Beiersdorf.
And another kick, Beiersdorf from the sticks, and that's another point.
She's come alive in this game. She really has.
35-32 right now is the score. Yeah, she's been fantastic. And so once again, Alicia Olsen will take the kick from her own back goal square as they put up the flag for the point. And kick going out wide, looking for a target. And then it bounces back, and it's going to bounce right into the hands of Beiersdorf, who kicks it again towards the sticks. And it's going to skip and roll and make it all the way out to the boundary, but not completely out, or is it? Looks like that's out of bounds. Yeah, that'll be a boundary throw-in. But once again, good result for the Lady Pies, as it will be in their left forward pocket. Looking to add points. Demons just looking to try and see if they can take back the lead. And here we go.
Schultz
tries to get it out to Wuchner. Race for it now along the far boundary, and that's going to go out. Still not a bad result for the Lady Demons, as they do have another crack at the ball along the wing on the far boundary there. And kick back towards the Lady Pies territory. Race for the ball once again, and Lady D is getting in and getting after it, but at this point they've got to start moving it. They've got to get it to the other end of the ground, and right now New York is just stopping them up every chance they can get, and we've got a whistle there, and I believe they'll ball it up once again.
I think the idea here, Bill, is they gotta relieve some of the pressure and work the ball wide a little bit, because New York's going to win those balls in tight just about every time.
Well, the main pressure they have to get rid of right now is scoreboard pressure, because time's a wasted and they're trailing. And once again, Lady Pies looking to work it around there. A handball goes out to Hemingway now. Hemingway gets around traffic, is able to get it to the boot, and let's see here. That'll be taken through, and that'll be looks like another point. So they keep giving up points, but at some point, if these behinds build up too much, you're going to talk about being at least a straight kick down. So the Lady D's need to work it. And Olsen now trying to find Real. And
that's going to be a free kick. Yeah, remember, for those of you who aren't familiar, if the ball... on a kick-in from that back pocket, it's got to touch somebody, but we can't go straight out. It's a free kick. It's almost as if it's on the full. As the kick comes in short, they go towards goal. Wuchner, or rather that's Schultz who's in there, and then they tie up. That dance, by the way, right before the behind is called the Funky Kim. That's maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. It was some nice fancy footwork by Hemingway, and like I said, there's a lot of ways for her to beat you, and we've said it multiple times during the course of the broadcast. She's having, I think, she's playing, I think, some of her best footy, and we've seen that not only here but for the national team, and also at the Central Regionals in racing as it skirts by. This might be the chance here.
Stabeline's got it.
Stabline picks it up, but she has a lot of distance between her and her full forward, but Davidson's going to run on. It's Davidson versus Williams. Davidson has it. She's able to elude one tackler barely. She handballs it on. This is when Boston has to pounce, but in the end, it's going to be Elliott who's able to get to it and kicks it away. Boston's got to figure out a way to put the pressure on here. Beiersdorf tried to kick it somewhere, but she couldn't get the ball to boot, and we have a whistle. And that's it.
That's it, full time.
A very exciting game here. Really, I think either team deserved to win, but it is the Lady Magpies that come home in front. And the final scoreline in the final game here from the East-West Showdown at Tibbetts Brook Park. The New York Lady Magpies, 5 goals, 6 behinds, 36 points. The Boston Lady Demons, 5-2-32.
And that's going to do it for this episode of Stateside Footy and our coverage of the USAFL East Regional Tournament. Thank you very much for tuning in. On behalf of Brian Barish and Stacey Robert, I'm Bill Robert. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget, Stateside Footy is a show that brings you the game that's Australian-made, American-played. We do it online, also on cable TV. You can catch us online at StatesideFootyTV.com, Vimeo.com/StatesideFootyTV, and also you can follow us online. You can like us at Facebook. We're Facebook.com/StatesideFootyTV, or follow us on Twitter at BillR_SSFooty. Thanks for watching Stateside Footy.